Franklin.
So excited.
Hey, good morning. A little bit of trail here on my way up out of Stecoah Gap this morning. It's brisk. Rains came through last night. Looks like we're gonna go from tornadoes to snow in about 24 hours. So there was some pretty strong weather came through middle Georgia too last night, and looks like Tampa's getting smacked down a little bit today. But so the thought for today is one, I feel tons better. I cannot say enough about the cabin in the woods. Craig and Eileen, two incredible people, very hospitable, very accommodating, and I tell you, it was twice what I paid for it in value. But I'm breathing a little hard, I just noticed, but feeling okay. I think the fever's definitely at bay. Maybe some snottiness left. But so we got Brown Fork Gap Shelter at 2.4 miles, and then Yellow Creek Gap is at 7.6, and then there's another shelter just beyond there. I've got Jacob's Ladder this morning. Looking forward to that. Once we get over Jacob's Ladder, it'll be a determination of where there's room to stay, because the shelter at 2.4 is a 6-person shelter, and then there's a 6-person shelter at 8 miles. And there were about 12 people down at Stecoah Gap having lunch when I started, and there were 7 or 8 that took off as soon as I got on the trail, and those folks said there were a bunch behind them. So everybody's gonna be jockeying for position. It's gonna start snowing tonight. It's gonna start raining around 4 or 5 p.m. and this is gonna start snowing at probably 11 p.m. close to midnight, and it's going to snow for 24 hours. So I'm not opposed to hiking in the snow. I don't want to get wet and deal with the temperatures in the 20s tonight if I can stay dry. And if I have a place in a shelter, I'll consider that. But right now, I think just for staying well, so the plan would be to go into Yellow Creek Gap, and then I don't know. I'm not opposed to hiking in the snow tomorrow if it's a compact snow and it's not too wet. I don't want to get wet and cold, because I really feel like I made some progress yesterday getting over whatever ailment I had, and I don't really want to attack my immune system right now. But I'm dying to make some miles. It was hard yesterday, because as soon as you start feeling better, I want to be back out here. So it was tough to just kind of rest. So anyway, that's the plan. I got long-winded here, but things are going well, and I'll update you more once I get to Jacob's Ladder, and then once I get over Jacob's Ladder. That's my near-term goal for today. Once I get that behind me, then it's a pretty nice trek on into Fontana. So all right, more later. I have an appreciation for the way I feel, because coming uphill from the road looks closer than it is, but yeah, I feel a lot better, and going uphill, not really even using my trekking poles, which is nice. I was using my trekking poles to power myself downhill the other day. Kind of crazy, but kind of an overcast day, but not bad. The temperature is probably somewhere in the high 40s maybe, so not bad. Okay, 2 short initial climbs up out of Stecoah Gap behind me. Feeling good. I got fresh legs. It's amazing. Headed down into Sweetwater Gap right now. I think it's just a landmark. I don't think there's anything there. But down into Sweetwater, and then up Jacob's Ladder on the other side of that. I'm super excited. It's just one of those things that people talk about. It's so hard and it's so challenging, and you know, it's like everything else on this trail. It's one foot in front of the other. Eventually you'll get up it. Some people get up it in half an hour, some people get up in 2 hours. Doesn't matter, you're gonna get up it. Gonna get up and over it, that's all that matters. So, anywho, day's clearing up a little bit. It's pretty nice, it feels good out here. So, all right, more later. So that's level. Jacob's Ladder is not disappointing. Heads up. Up and up. That's Finn up there. He's a sweet dog. Alrighty. Moving on. Okay. I'm going to try a little experiment here. That's the top of Jacob's Ladder up there. I've made really good progress. Check out this tree with a white blaze and all that trail I've come up. So, here's my analogy. And this, I think, fits for the whole Appalachian Trail. I'm moving straight uphill right now. I'm doing this without trekking poles, so you have to be careful. It's definitely steep. It is not a disappointment. But it always feels like you're walking up and up and up. And the top really doesn't look a whole lot closer to me. Look how far away that tree is with the white blaze. Way down there. And that little bit of effort, that's how much distance we made from that tree. So, my thought and my opinion for the day is it's not always where you're going, because that's a lofty goal. This is a long, long trail. But when I look back and I see how much distance my effort put between that tree and I, it makes me keep wanting to go up that, because I know I'm going to keep putting trees behind me, even though it doesn't seem like I'm getting any closer to the top. So, this is what you guys get from me feeling better. I'm starting to think again. This is beautiful. There's my tree down there with the white blaze. But I've been noticing that over the last 4 or 5 hiking days. It's like you never feel like you're going to get there, especially that hike up out of the NOC. But every time I look behind me, and when I was on top of the Waya Ball, when I put my finger on Albert Mountain Fire Tower and realized how far away that tower was and how much distance I'd covered, it's exciting. It's very motivating. So don't get blinded by the path in front of you and the length of it, but use the distance you've covered as motivation to keep moving forward, because eventually you'll get there. So that's true in business and life, and I think in just about everything else. So, all right, moving on. Cheers. Peek up out of Jacob's Ladder. I think there's a little bit more of a small climb, but this is a little bit of a ridge here, a little bit of a downhill. But feeling good. The rain showed up a couple of hours early. It's starting to sprinkle, so see how that goes. I have, based upon the folks that I have met and encountered today, I have deduced that there are about 35 hikers for 12 shelter spots for tonight. I don't want to stop at the next one because I feel too good, and I would die a slow, painful death if I had to stop hiking this early today. So I gave Craig and Eileen a call, and they're going to pick me up at Yellow Creek Gap tonight. That's about a 7-mile day. I'll sleep there tonight and then come back to Yellow Creek Gap tomorrow and just keep going on into Fontana. It's going to be snowing, but I think it's going to be hikeable. There's only about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation expected, so we'll see in the morning. But I've reached that point in my life and maturity that could I survive out here in the snow? Absolutely. I have the gear to do it, but you know, $20 to sleep warm, have a good meal, it's a no-brainer for me. I love being out here, but I don't want to put myself in a situation that I don't have to be in if I don't have to be in it. So, more of Rob's philosophy for today. All right, this is awesome. All right, more later. Cheers. Been 2.4 today so far. I'm gonna run down to the Brown Fork Gap shelter, grab some water. I am chugging water. And then we have 5.2 left to the Yellow Creek Mountain Road. Things look good. Rain is off and on, sprinkling here and there, so it's a little nasty down there, but I don't know. Temperatures are, I think, hovering around the high to mid 40s right now. So more from that. Look what happened right after I walked into the shelter. pouring down rain. Timing's everything. The rain set in for a little bit. My timing at the shelter couldn't have been better, so I was able to wait that out for a few minutes. And, there's a sign where we came in, and you can see it's starting to get a little foggy. I think the rain is pretty much here for the rest of the afternoon. Looks like the snow is going to hold off until maybe about 1 a.m. But I have made plans to jump off at Yellow Creek Gap. So I've got to make some miles, 5.2 exactly. So I will probably not film a whole lot more unless I find something extremely interesting, or I just can't help but run my mouth. So, all right, more later. Cheers. Trail that way up through here. There's a rock formation here on the side of the hill. Try to slow down here so I don't make anybody sick. It just kind of looks out. It's not a very high spot, obviously, but it's a very peaceful spot. I could sit right there on that rock and just enjoy this. Just really nice. You can see the green starting to come in. And that's the trail continuing on. Gut Hooks says there's a view here, but I don't see it. See if this is not too treacherous. We'll walk along here for a second together. See if we can find it together. The trail got very slippery after that rain, and this is pretty steep. I shouldn't have done this without trekking poles. But yeah, nonetheless, gonna make it. All right, this may be our view. It's nice that the rain's holding off. We had a really hard rain just a little bit ago, but right now it seems to be holding off pretty well. So keep going and see what happens. It is getting late. It's about 10 minutes till 7. The road is right down there. It's a good thing. Past 2 ladies with their 8- and 9-year-old son, respectively. They parked their car at Fontana Dam, and the guy's house that I'm staying at actually gave them a ride to Stecoah Gap yesterday, and they bit off more than they could chew. 1 with the weather, and 2 with the steepness of the climb, and the 2 young boys. But let me tell you what, I admire those ladies. I admire those ladies because you know, they brought their boys camping, or hiking rather. So good for them. And then I caught up and passed Turtle and Buttercup. We've been kind of leapfrogging one another. Both of them are my senior, and Turtle is about to finish. He finishes in Fontana, which is awesome. But it's good stuff. So this is gonna be about all the trail video I have left for today. I see my ride down at Yellow Creek Gap. That's kind of exciting. The wind kicked up, the rain kind of subsided a bit, and when the wind kicked up, the temperature took a little dive. So I think we're somewhere in the mid to high 30s right now. So happy to be going in and staying inside tonight. Super happy to get miles in today. So exciting. It was a great hike. Lots of roots. That's why I'm looking down. The Jacob's Ladder was definitely challenging, but I think the next 2.5 miles after Jacob's Ladder honestly was just as challenging. A lot of rock scrambling, and it was raining. It was wet and slippery. Made it very challenging. Not a lot of steep ascents or descents after about 4 miles in today. So it's been really nice. And if you see the trail behind me, it's been a great day. I don't know why I keep getting less than optimal weather following recovery days, but it doesn't matter. I am thoroughly happy with today's effort, and I'm going to go in from the snow, and if conditions are okay tomorrow, I may do some snow hiking. If not, I'm going to snuggle up with Gracie, the golden retriever, at the cabin and enjoy my snow day until I get back there. That's going to do it. Cheers. Alrighty, I'm back at Cabin in the Woods. Let's take a look out back here. What a phenomenal place. The owners were gracious enough to give me the loft upstairs in their home. They've got the place I stayed last night, the outdoor cabin, is taken by 2 hikers, and there's a couple of one of the other cabins down there, but I mean, this is absolutely incredible. But just what a beautiful home. This is their kitchen down there. And that's Lucy. Lucy's my pal. And down there is Gracie Lou Freebush. Yep, she's named after the Sandra Bullock character in Miss Congeniality. She is such a sweetheart, though. Aren't you? Gracie. Gracie, where are you? Okay, having fun with the doggies. Anyway, such a beautiful place. And the people that own this, their personalities and everything else match what you see here. So anyway.